don't think it started recording. Then we have this little trout tackle box. This is basically right beside a interstate. This where we're at, so it'll be kind of noisy. Then we got some trout magnets, different colors, and some other things we can try. Now, Dad's currently tying up a trout magnet with a polymer knot, I'm guessing, or a loop knot of some sort. Here you go. I want a non-weighted hook, so I'm going to put little pieces of bait on there and let it slowly sink.
There's non-weighted hooks right in there.
Okay.
Should be. Little ones anyway.
Currently trying to take off some string or line. That way I can put it back in the tackle box.
I took some of his old school scissors and used a sharpener on them so we could use them as braid or line scissors.
Should be 6-pound monofilament, right?
Yes. He's tying a polymer knot.
My dad likes to describe my pole as a wet spaghetti noodle because how flimsy it is.
The little ultralight poles. He likes using it, but I have trouble. It's hard for accuracy and control, and I can't feel anything biting it very well because of the flexibility of it. Of course, it casts very light lures or hooks much better than a stiffer pole. So. And I will say we've got a few of the ugly stick rods. They are typically not as sensitive, not quite as sensitive as some of the other rods, but they've held up very well over the years. We have broken a lot of rods. I was saying we have broken a lot of rods, and the ugly sticks have held up very well for that. Eyelets and the rod itself. All right, guess we're heading down the creek now. Normally you think of fishing as peaceful, but right here next to the road, all the road traffic is not too fun.
Don't know if the trail was active here because it looks like a vehicle almost. The other trails, I swear there's a new one every time or a new one this time because the people walking through there or whatever and eventually create a trail.
Last couple times we've been here, it hadn't rained in a while. It was very low and extremely clear, but since it rained yesterday pretty much all day, it's a little murkier and up some. And I always find it amusing, and we help decorate the trees on the other side of the bank. Camera's probably a little hard to see the decorations, but there's a lot of bobbers and lures on the opposite side. So. Looks like he's going with earthworms first. It's probably a good idea. I hope they're good. Yeah.
Yeah, they're just fine.
You might not want to hole one out.
Yeah. Let's do one go over the water.
He just throws the other piece down on top and lets it wiggle away, and then he goes and looks for it every time. My goodness. Are you going to get it hooked?
Eventually. You put the one line.
Oh, now he decided it might be lively enough to get away from him. They release trout in this stream about once a month in the winter. Starts like December 15th when it started this year. But if he takes that little piece of earthworm, throws it upstream a little bit, and let it drift down, he might have a chance.
Can you see that?
Okay, take it.
Try to get a bit closer. Really?
That might be a good video.
Sorry, I just got my finger in the way trying to close something out, and I accidentally opened something within the Streamlab, which is what I use. Didn't realize the trout shouldn't be up this high.
First thing I did was catch a limb on my back cast. I'm doing really well this morning. And then didn't even cast over you. Forgot my wife was photos.
I'm gonna try to find a place to set this down that won't be horrible as far as camera view. But I can't really do anything right now. Okay. Where's the exchange?
Throw it more upstream, bud, so it drifts down. He actually landed that cast in between the trees. Look at that. And he's got some variation. Yeah, he got a red ear this morning. Oh, yeah? Yeah, we got some. And it almost went back in the water. Get down there and get it back in. He gets a little, You know, you could just walk down there and throw him in. It's not a pelican. Don't be scared. And he wonders how he tangles lined up around his rods all the time. Did it swim off? Alright, I'll make sure in just a second. I'm going to set my rod down so I can make sure that fish got off. I don't see him down in there. So, looks like he got away. Leave boots in the truck because we go fishing so regularly that sometimes it's easier just to leave the boots in the truck and you can swap shoes once you get out there so you don't have to drive in big heavy boots. Are you fishing for anything you can catch, or are you fishing for trout?
I don't know.
Because
Yeah, we trout right there.
the reason I ask him, he likes to catch little fish, bluegill and red ear, long ear, sunfish, stuff like that, right here in between the rocks next to the bank. Usually the trout are a little out farther in the current, because this is kind of where it eddies and start going back the other direction on this side.
Last time we didn't catch anything trout fishing here.
So you're doing better than last time already. Sure, if you want to.
Or did you just sit down and pull some bait?
It's got a deeper pull right here. It runs, there's a rock shelf there that it runs over. On the other side, they release them right underneath the bridge. There's a little bit of a shallow area right before this deeper pool. A lot of them hang out in this deeper pool. At the end of that, there's another deeper pool. Sometimes we go down there and fish. There will be a few that move on down there. I don't know how many. But it seems like the majority of them hang out in this. If you go upstream a ways, there's a deeper pool. About 100 yards or so upstream, maybe 150 yards. It's a little deeper than these other two, but I don't know. I've caught a couple of trout out of it. I don't know how many actually swim up that far, but it's been a couple of weeks since the release now, so there's been quite a few of them caught out of here. I'm not sure what he's doing. He might be putting a split shot on, so it's got a little weight. Whew. I have seen them swim up and down the kind of the rock shelf there before. It's pretty neat watching them do that. We've seen a couple bass in here in the springtime, but normally in the summer there's nothing but little bitty bluegill and the little chub or suckers on the bottom. It's always surprising how many there actually are in a creek this size. He did a split shot and a worm. And no, he's got a loose wrap that he's trying to get out, but pulling it out the drag, trying to get the loose wrap out of the reel. He has a habit of doing that regularly. I think he's trying to set the rod down, but I'm not sure. People must bring saws and pruners and all kinds of stuff down here because they trim the limbs off and trees down so we can fish without getting hung up all the time. Because the morning they release the trout, there'll be quite a few people out here fishing, and it grows up every spring and summer where you can't really stand here and fish to speak of. All right.
This don't catch that much oil to where I would like it to be. Somewhere just before that tree over there that sticks out a little bit over the water. Catch it to the second one, I think, where this line is dangling, if you could see. For a creek, this isn't horrible, since some creeks are a little tiny. There's some that are where you can't see the bottom, but this one, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. It depends on how much rain it gets. But you can see that over there is very shallow because of the current and all that. It's just like a deep pool. A little bit of brush right there. Looks really good. Right there in the middle. We normally see fish towards, like, swimming up and down slightly with the current, about where he just cast. That's normally we're a little bit farther towards this tree. So we see a lot of trout. My pole just did something, I didn't kick it. Here you go. Nicole, I think, did something a little bit.
Okay. I had one bite on my first cast from down here. I got a little white trout trick on. I'm throwing it upstream, kind of letting it drift downstream. I'll reel up the slack and drag it. So it's just moving slow. I don't want it moving a whole lot faster than what something drifting downstream would be. But of course, I haven't caught any trout yet either, so I might be doing it completely wrong. Sorry that I'm trying to reel one-handed with the phone. My idea was to hold the phone still and move my rod so I could reel with a couple fingers, but it's hard not to go right back to moving my left hand to reel. Sorry that I keep moving the phone. I think Fishing Mission should have stuck with the no weight on the hook and throwing it upstream, letting it drift downstream, but he has lost his, oh, maybe he didn't. I thought he lost his worm, but he might have put something else on there, or a real small piece of worm.
$1 for the day.
Oh, yeah, nice. Yeah. Usually, I was gonna say usually over by that one tree that I've got kind of centered in the camera is a really good spot, but this year somebody has waded across there and trimmed all the low limbs off, because normally the limbs touch the water and they hung out right around that, but there's 5 or 6 limbs missing right now. You probably can't pick it up on the camera, but that's interesting, because that was always right around that tree was the best spot. It's also where it goes from, transitions from the shallow area to the deeper pool, is right where that tree overhung. We'll move down, make a few casts up in that area I was talking about. So, the other guy, we've seen him out here fishing a handful of times. Okay. That's the tree I was talking about. I don't know if you can pick it up now, but there's a bunch of limbs that they cut off that tree. I don't know how I feel about that, because whoever comes out here definitely, there's multiple people had to come out here with saws and pruners, because there's all kinds of stuff pruned back every year. Happens every year. You know, the DNR and everybody has to be aware of it, because it's extremely obvious. somehow Fishing Mission's idea was for him to do a live stream, and you see who's holding the camera the whole time. I know I'm shaking the camera like crazy as I'm trying to fish, but it's no fun out here not fishing. I've had quite a bit of luck on these trout tricks. There's been a couple times when it had rained a lot, where the water was up a lot more than this, that I would take it out here, throw it out upstream, and about the time it drifted down to where it stopped, it finally touched the bottom because of the current, I would get a bite on about the first cast. And then I wouldn't catch anything for a while. We went back to the truck, did some other stuff, come back out, and the very first cast, got another one. It's like they get used to it fairly quickly or something. The other day they attacked my lure pretty good, 2 or 3 little bitty bites the first cast. Second cast, there was only 1 or 2 went up and was interested in it. And then nothing after that. So I don't know if they catch on that quickly or what it is for sure, but and it might be that I fish it slow, so they're very curious to begin with, and it's not more of a predatory reaction. So I might need to speed up and see if I can get some reaction bites. I don't know if trout are that way or not, but I've only had 1 bite on this today that I know of, that I felt at least. Trying to reel by using the side, my slide to hold the handle and move the rod up in a circle around it, but I'm still shaking both hands that way. Fishing Mission's over here fishing downstream now. But I don't know. Oh, I don't know if you saw that or not, but I had one right then and you got off. I think we might actually have a viewer on here right now. I agree about pushing him in. It would be good. Very good entertainment, at least for me. He's over there rebaiting again, so you know, we have a GoPro now, and we try to remember to use it in the boat, and we're horrible about using it from the bank. We've got a head mount for it because I figured a head mount would be better than a chest mount for us because we're liable to hit it regularly with rods and reels and poles fishing on the chest. He has a habit of knocking his emergency lanyard loose from the inflatable vest, life vest. So I figured the chest mount GoPro wouldn't be a good idea. And then the head mount, he didn't particularly like wearing it. We've only tried it a couple times, and we need to get it out and try it more for situations like this, because it would be a lot better videoing than the camera in your hand. So we tend to have it in the truck and forget to bring it out of the truck half the time when we bank fish. Making these short casts, see if it'll focus down on it. Making the short cast and reeling in loose line has kind of got my spool looking rough. If you keep doing that, you'll eventually get a real loose one, and then it'll cause a wind knot. So here in a little bit, I'm going to have to try to use both hands and cast a little longer and get the straighten that mess out as far as reeling it in. Right there's another one. Look at there. Oh, I can't reel, but okay. I'm stuck in a tree because I raised it up too much to get it landed, and it just went back. Look at that. He self-released, and he doesn't realize it yet because my lure is right there. There he's swimming off still. I caught a trout. See, my lure got hooked on that, and he got off and went right back in the water. And I'm stuck in a tree right up above me. So not only could I not reel, but I couldn't lower my rod to drop it necessarily without it just hanging from the tree branch. So, there's a bobber we might have to pick up right down there too. And I'm still stuck in this tree. At least I caught a trout. Didn't get to touch it, but I caught one. There's a hook right there too, with a whole bunch of line wrapped around the tree. All right. That was for the release trout. That seemed like a small one, but it's a trout. First trout I've caught this winter. I think this is only the third time we've come down here since they released them. We went to Gulf Shores the day after they released them this year, so I didn't fish them the first day, and we only spent 3 nights down there. So getting my lure back in shape a little bit. It's always extremely busy that first day or so when they released them, but the dumb ones are plentiful then, and that's what we need, the dumb ones. So they seem to get smart pretty quick if they survive the first several days. Fishing mission? You got 2 viewers on here.
Okay.
One of them commented, and I agreed with their comment.
Okay. What they say?
Pushing you in would make a better video.
Who was it?
I don't know.
Okay. You?
No, it wasn't me. might have been another bite, but it might be my imagination, but I always think, because you get to, from that point where there's limbs thrown down and the rocks across is a shallower spot before it drops off. So you got a little more current that comes into the slower moving, deeper pool. It seems like the ones that are actively feeding get right up there at that transition point. So it seems like you have better luck up there. And then they would always hang out right underneath that tree because it's real close to that point, right in behind the tree or along it, because it gave them overhead cover too. Now, since they trimmed a lot of those limbs, you can fish it a little bit better, but it might not be quite as attractive to the fish. Yeah. Okay, you taking it?
Yes. So my dad's been fishing with, I believe, a trout magnet for a good while and caught one. We plan on keeping. That's what I thought anyway, since trout are fairly good. I think they're better than a lot of other fish. And in the summer, they kind of just die off.
Yeah, they won't survive in this creek in the summer.
Hello, Outdoor Plays. That's who it was that commented Outdoor Plays. I thought I knew. I'm ready to let my bow and recast. Still have bait. Didn't go very far since I was trying to record and do it. Probably have to need a little bit farther. That was a much better cast. That's where I landed. Getting little taps, I think. Or it was, so I messed with it.
We haven't seen any of the big ones they released this time, so I'm guessing that they got caught out the first few days.
Recast them just so it'll hopefully go down current a little bit more and find something. I think that's what's happening, then they get stuck. Which the fish stop biting since it's not finding them. Just some like a worm floating downstream. Since it will go up a little bit above the weight with the current, I think. That was something. I'm gonna pass it on to my dad if he's not tangled the phone. Here you go. Yeah, because I just got a couple plays.
These are little rainbow trout that they release in here. Normally, each time they release, they do, something in the 10 to 12 inch range of the trout. But then they'll do like 3 big ones, 20 plus inches. And when it's clear, you can see them out in here. But this time, we didn't see any of the big ones, so I'm guessing they were caught out before we fished it this go round. But I have hooked a couple of them in the past, and they proceeded to throw the hook, or one of them broke the hook on me. So I didn't land either one that I hooked. It was fun fighting them for a little bit. I'm gonna have to switch up lures, I think. Try something different. Either a different color, or I might throw a worm on this little bitty jig, a little piece of worm, and throw it up there and let it come down with it. We will go switch lures. If I can. Not sure how I'm going to do the camera and switch lures, so I might just move down here and make a few casts before I do that. The other guy said corn had been working for him this morning. He had 4 or 5 that he left with. But we brought some corn. It seems very hit or miss with trout what they go after. They can be extremely frustrating, in my opinion, because a lot of times you can see them out there and they just ignore your stuff, or you watch them swim up and look at it and then turn and swim away. I think here, because trout like clear, clean, colder water, they release them in December, January, February, March, and they don't release them any other times in this particular creek. It's a winter stocking program, And pretty much it's just they're released for people to catch and eat. It's not, they don't survive over summer. So, you think, oh, those are pretty small trout. Why do you keep them? Well, that's what they're put in here for in this situation. Now, some of the tailwater stocking programs, they survive year-round, and it's a supplement to the natural stocking or natural fish that live there in Tennessee. So that's a little different story. There's stricter rules on how many you can catch, keep, stuff like that, especially if it's one of the native species like brook or brown. But these rainbows like this, it's a little different story. Some of the tailwaters have their own specific creel limits. We haven't been in a good while, but Tim's Ford Dam tailwaters is a good place to go fishing for trout and other stuff. It's the Elk River, nice location. Oh, that might have been a bite right then. Not much of one if it was. Couldn't really tell if it was tapping a rock or a bite. I do like using the braided fishing line that you can see on there. You can see it a lot better than monofilament or fluoro, but it's very strong for the size of line, and it doesn't have stretch to speak of, so it's extremely sensitive and you can feel things a lot better. But then I always tie a leader on it, so that clear leader, so it doesn't show up near as much to the fish. Not like having that. The green in this dirty water wouldn't be horrible, but it would still show up a lot more than that clear leader. So I'll do this one's got probably 2.5, 3 foot leader on it. Sometimes I'll do a little shorter, sometimes I'll do a little longer. Typically it depends on how much we've broken it off and retied, or cut off and retied. So works really good on spinning rods, the braid, the leader. Not so good. It still works, but not quite as good on some of the bait casters, because spinning rods, part of it, usually have bigger eyelets, and you can reel that knot, which is I use a very small design knot usually. I like the FG knot, or sometimes with the small diameter leader, I'll use the double uni. FG knot works tremendous on real heavy leaders where you've got the braid smaller diameter than the leader. When you get into the real light leaders, the FG knot, I have problems tying it quite as good because the leader material is not as stiff. But like saltwater fishing, where we're using 15-pound main line and 40 or 60-pound leader, the FG knot, you don't bend the leader at all. It's more like a finger cuffs type design. So you don't have that big thick leader bent over to make a knot. The double uni, you have to wrap it several times, so on a heavy leader it makes a lot larger knot. Okay, I am going to try a different bait. Might have to set the phone down or something for a minute, or hand it off if he'll take it. Let me try a different lure, Cooper. Okay. Or fishing mission.
I'm gonna change spots of this a little bit. Looks like someone else cut down a tree. I didn't even realize that is the sad part over there.
Camped out right on top of the dang worms, aren't you?
Look at I'm moving, so where I cast will be against the current so I can feel things better, basically, with my rod tip. Because I think the trout are a little bit closer to this tree, not that one right there, the one that's hanging over the water. Right there, that's all decorated with lures. This is from what I know. And it wrapped around the piece of the bell, so it wouldn't cast. Let's set my rod. If I actually have a fish, which is starting to get pecked at, I'm probably just going to set down my phone. That way I can get in after you catch it. Or my dad hopefully will record or something. Is that a weightless worm?
No, I left that little tiny trout magnet jig head on.
Okay.
It's not very much.
Probably lighter and I think it would work better, go down current a little bit. Here you go.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for helping me live stream.
Yep. You're welcome, Cooper. Or, a little bit of a bite right there. There we go. Yep. If he doesn't, no, he's not off yet.
Nice trout. First trout of the day. I think it's gut hooked.
Second trout?
Oh yeah, I didn't think about it though. The other one got self-released. Let's keep this one, can we, or is it too small?
No, we can keep it. You got a fat belly on him. Oh.
If you don't drop them.
Yep. They're very, very slick when you grab their bodies.
And very soft meat.
Yep.
Because that makes it kind of hard to fillet for me at least.
Okay, buddy. Alright, I'm going to have to get him unhooked and get him in something. I gotta go back to the truck and grab something.
Okay, I'm going to keep recording here. I'm going to attempt to recast my pole. Recast it right underneath that tree, or a little bit in front of it actually. You got to see the vehicle. I didn't realize that through the trees. Even though there's not very many, more so just grasses and all that. I think I might just sit down my phone. I don't know where though. I'm gonna try to find a spot. It may not be too bad right here. I'll figure something out. Did that horrible. Going to fall. Let's sit down in where one of the tree branches are cut. As long as I don't hit the tree, should not fall out. I'm gonna go ahead and try to take the weight off again. And try fishing that way. Do you mind picking up so you can record or whatever? Or if they do something more interesting? I do it. Just now managed to get the weight off.
I think it's 2-0.
Yes.
You got a radio.
Trout are much better than red ear, I think. Even though I don't know if I've caught very many red ear out of here.
Big red ear are fun to catch.
Yeah. Kind of using the worm more like a lure and letting it sink downstream.
I really think they like moving bait.
They do. And then dragging across the bottom.
Not all fished out? It's not all fished out?
Got a couple.
Stopped a while ago.
Yeah, well, before the rain, you could see them down here. There was a bunch of them still, but...
I was out at the Harpeth earlier, but it's blown out from the rain.
Oh, yeah.
Moving way too fast to get in.
Yeah.
Going to be I lost my worms. I got hooked in caught a tree limb. I moved my weight a little bit farther up, so I'm not having it again. But I think I did better.
What do they seem to be biting on today?
White trout trick. I had caught one on it, and it self-released when I got it stuck in the grass. And then had 2 or 3 other bites on that white trout trick, and then the trout trick jig head with earthworm. What?
Trout magnet?
Yeah. I'm thinking of a saltwater lure, the trout magnet. You're right. Z-Man makes a trout trick saltwater lure that I was had the wrong name. Then I'm using a piece of earthworm on the little jig head, letting it drift down, trying to. The guy that was out here when we got here said they were hitting corn this morning. Those guy had 5 or 6, well 4 or 5 when he left, and he said they were hitting corn pretty good. But
They always hit corn.
yeah, it seems very spotty for us catching any on corn. I know a lot of people chum them basically with it, but
I am thinking when I set down the pole, it does look like I get a bunch of little tiny nibbles.
Well, that's nice.
I don't think it's doing
he
anything
caught one
about
reddier
it, but-
first thing on a worm, but
You want to go ahead and check that? Hello, Great Lake Adventures. We have caught 1 trout.
kept one, lost one.
And also, aren't you from Tin Magnet's fishing stream? Nope. Your pole just did something. Yeah, it's nothing out. Oh, that feels better to bite. Had this stronger worm. You don't need to go in and sit down my phone back in this little spot so it doesn't fall. That's a hook in this tree. I'm gonna get it angled a little bit better. My camera, I have a head mount, which I would like to use that, but it's not going to happen. I guess I can just hold it for a little bit. But we've caught one trout, one red earfoot sunfish, and then one trout has gone away. Probably because my dad was trying to record, and then there's being tangled on a tree and being dangling near the water. Try something else right in here. I'll go this way. That's not working very well right there. Trying to figure out a good place to set it. There's not many. I'm gonna drill farther back so you get a general area. Dad just said that he got a small biter hunter mission. It's just not working very well. I was trying to get it stuck in the branch. I'll just set it back where I had it. Lure just came off. Still on the bait after all that swim around. I wanted to try a fishing live stream to see how it went. Way more difficult than just being able to edit a video. So that may make it worse, I don't know. I just want to try to see if I get more views or not.
Hope it's picking up you in that tree right now.
It's not. Okay, I think I'll break it. You wouldn't trade me now? I'm halfway serious.
Retired for this. You're welcome. You just want non-weighted hooks again?
I don't know.
You got this.
Probably a trout magnet that to try something a little bit different.
Very good. Let me fix your
Dude, that dude's stuck behind, like not stuck behind the deal, but
Oh yeah, we're right ahead. I got a fly rod, but I don't use it very often. I hadn't used it in a long time. I tried it the other day and it didn't give me bites on it.
That's fly fishing, man, but it's challenging.
Yeah. And these are rough to do it. They're so small and tight corners.
Yeah. Looking for where to get in. I can't see the bottom.
Right out from you is kind of a shallower spot, and then it drops off deeper right here. So a lot of times they seem to hang out, and then somebody,
Right there.
yeah, right in that area, and somebody trimmed the crap out of that tree. It used to touch the water, and they were always right around it. And I think that's where all those ones right in front of you came from. There's a deeper pool on down there a little ways, and one on up 150 yards that way. But I don't know. I've never tried. That's pretty shallow around here, like, for good ways.
I saw a few surface out here a few minutes ago.
Yeah. There's something
I'm
just
going to
moving
run back to my house and get my other rods.
This-
Get my spinning rods. This is not going to work, but I can't see bottom.
It's a, well, before this rain, you could see everything perfect.
Sure.
And it was, very low and not moving hardly at all.
So I'm be rebaiting since I just got tangled in a tree. I know I'm getting quite a few bites. Just don't know what it is. Probably kind of creek chubs. Creek suckers or whatever they're called. Polo's gonna bite once again. But really, it's my dad's polo. Oh, I have one. Ooh, that's a good one.
Did you get that on camera other than splashing water?
It was a very fat one.
Let me set this rod down and I'll get the camera so we can show it to the camera. I hope the camera picked that up, but he got his first trout this morning.
Way bigger than both ears.
Wow. Just point that out immediately.
I know.
Here, let me go get the rag. And I say they're slick. They're extremely hard to hold on to, and I've dropped them several times unless you have a rag or something. So let's walk over here and grab the rag, or just hold still right there.
Okay.
And with the slope bank, I've lost a few back into the water because they slipped out of my hands. So we're going to grab our little rag. Either like the nitrile dip gloves or rag, because there it just went out of his hand. And we'll probably have to go get pliers. He swallowed that pretty good, so.
There's pliers at the trout tackle box.
I know. Here, you take the camera, I'll take
My hands are all slimy from the fish.
No? Okay. You want to take that too?
Sure. I would hold on
All right.
to it. Yeah, that's much easier.
I'll follow you over there and you can grab the little pliers and we'll get it out as he's pulling the rod through all the weeds. We got the fish. He's liable to forget about everything else because he's got the fish. He is bleeding a little bit, but he did swallow that pretty good.
Well, let them take it for a long time.
Yeah. They're pretty light biters, so you got to let them have it. Otherwise, you'll end up missing them. They got bigger mouths than what you think, but they seem to take extremely small stuff better than bigger stuff. But, you know. We're gonna get him in our bait bucket slash I don't know, fish keeper right now, because we got some stringers and some other stuff, but it's easier because we leave that in the truck almost all the time. We just grab it and use it. So. He steals my rod and catches fish. I guess I'm gonna prop the phone back up if it'll stay.
You will eventually. Yeah, you got the right angle there.
Is that how you've been doing it? Just pointing it at the water, basically?
Yeah. No, just trying to do that so I can have to be reeling a fish if I get one.
Okay. wonder if there's any place better to put it.
That's what I was thinking. I tried, but there's not really.
I've got an idea.
Get some string near the hook.
Leave the hook.
Might have to begin another one. I can't remember. Don't get flat.
I don't think my idea is going to work. Thought the string was much longer than what it is, but look at that. Oh, my finger's on it. Sorry. He was caught up in a tree. Now he broke off.
Is that really?
Yep. Alright, I'm going to rig this up so I have a little bit of string to tie like a cradle for the phone on this tree. If he will hold the phone, let me get this rigged up, maybe. A couple other people downstream, or upstream from us now, that way, fishing. The guy that came here with the 2 fly rods decided to go back and swap to a spinning rod because this tight a quarter with all the limbs and stuff.
See, it's just fun right here.
Okay, fine.
But they're supposed to have a trout magnet.
What?
A trout magnet.
Oh, sorry, I messed up.
It's okay. So they're trying to cast out with a weight they took and just let it drift downstream. And I think a little tiny creek chub, I swear I saw some that were playing with it and not letting it sink basically underneath the tree. That has all the lures, and my dad said they trained. At least that's what he thinks. That's gonna walk up there. I'm gonna go very far up current and see if this one works. Dad's currently snagged a hunter mission. It is ordered him to try to get it loose.
Out of one tree into another, off a snag into a tree. Out of that tree and into a different tree.
He's up in a tree, let me show you. He basically jerked it back into another tree that he's now trying to get undone from. You got a long-eared sunfish? The tiny one?
Yeah, we did.
Wow, I was trying to fake loose loops in my reel. Managed to catch this little tiny long-eared sunfish that I'm trying to get unhooked. I'll show it on camera in just a second. Here it is, this little tiny long-eared sunfish. Almost flopped out of my hand. And now it has. I think it went back. I think it went hiding in the rock, to be honest. That's in the water, so that's good. I think I might have something, either it's just going downstream. Or we're just going downstream actually. seemed like it didn't hit bottom ever. I don't know. Or did it go that far downstream? And I cast off my lure.
Got a nice stick, man. Yeah, you can use this one if you want to. Sure.
Yeah. I think trout like reddish colors. Since they're normally in shallower water. And red's the least visible in water. But if you have two, like, if it's too visible, I feel like that might be what scares them. Not too certain. And trout are very skittish. Were you just letting this drift down? Hunter mission? Were you just letting this drift down?
Yeah. Kind of semi-slack line. If I felt it, I'd just lift the rod tip slightly if I felt it hook up, hang on a rock or something. And let it drift a little bit more, and then raise the rod tip if you feel it snag on something. Just enough so it comes unsnagged is really all I was doing. Trying to let it stay drifting down the bottom. We need to go get some more really small, like 1/64 ounce jig heads and stuff like that. And I need to check the other tackle boxes, see if we got any really small, light split shots, because we're running out in the box that we have for trout. And we got to get some more floating trout bait, because ours is all dried out and not working. You can't really use it now because it's dried.
I might prefer my other calls. You want to listen to that? Or do you want to put it down a bit longer? Okay. These are really good. Been there for a good while. Been there for a good while.
I thought I saw one of these last time we were here, and then I couldn't find it again. I wonder if it's the same one, or if this one is new. It's missing the peg, but oh well. You could either find a peg or use something else to make it work, like a stick.
There you go. Much easier to fish. Mainly. Have you thought about trying any spoons or spinners? Rooster tails, whatever? Do we have any?
What?
Do we have any rooster tails?
We might have a real small one or two.
They'll work well for trout. That's what everyone was using at the beginning. The first day when they stocked trout, everyone was using rooster tails for the most part.
There's a nice pink one hanging in that tree over there, but we can't reach it. And there's a pretty big spoon right there. That looks big for these trout. Who knows?
What?
Felt more like a bluegill to me. I missed something right there.
Yeah. Better when I cast with the current. That way I can feel a bit better and it drags different down. The current's going where a different direction it makes the pole less sensitive, if that makes sense. So it's not pulling against the pole, it's pulling with the pole. Does that make sense? The current. Are you about ready to leave soon? You want hunter mission? You want to leave after like 15 more minutes? The 2-hour live stream.
Sure, that sounds good to me.
Because my phone's getting ready to die. Like 20% I got a notification recently. Why is this branch so sturdy? Really right now.
We probably need to buy more string too. I'm messing with you. Is that real denting far? I was joking about you breaking off.
What we probably do is the sad part.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy a different type as part of what I was saying. For our leader material that we use, we got an assortment of various strings, and I'm gonna try to buy a Yozuri hybrid line and try that for our leaders. So I wouldn't mind going to Academy to get some supplies.
Okay, I think I'm done.
Okay.
might do some type of ending to your live stream instead of just shutting it off.
Okay. Really. I'm probably just going to
Maybe
show
like-
off the trout and all that.
Thanks for watching and showing the trout and the
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing, showing the trout. Thank you for watching. I'm going to be showing you the trout trick I was using. It's a little tiny, like, straight worm with not much. A little split tail. A little tiny trout magnet, 1/32 ounce. I mean,
either
weight,
1/64th or 1/32nd ounce. I'm not sure.
I think 1/32. Ready? Dad's gonna make a few more casts and I'm gonna be walking back. This we caught a total of 2 trout. Here's the 2 trout. One's upside down, one's further alive. It's a little bit bleeding a little bit. That one's still trying to breathe, even though it's upside down. I'm gonna fly them. %15 battery. I'm gonna try to get some more stuff and bring it back. Brought a bag of corn with a lure in it since I put it in there to try, but the worms seem to work much better, even though I never really tried the corn. I'm going to be attempting to walk back without messing up the live stream by stopping it. I don't want to do that quite yet. Because I want to show off flaying the trout and all that. Because I'm not doing it since the meat's way too soft. And I'll mess it up because I've tried that. My dad's much better at it. I'm gonna be heading back and getting some more stuff. Okay, I think my dad's getting it. Oh, this is the one trail that people created a new one. I didn't realize that at first. Right beside the other one that looks like someone drove something through to create it.
I guess I will flay them later.
Okay. I was going to do a video of you flying them or live stream, I guess.
Did I? You want me to do it right now?
Yes.
Alright, we'll do it right now.
See, this one looks to me it's a little bit newer. I don't remember this one being here, was it?
What?
Was this trail here before?
Well, people make new trails every time.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I don't think this one was here before. A few different ones. There's some over there.
I gotta get a drink of coffee.
Okay, really? My dad likes Dunkin' Donuts coffee. He got the Dunkin' Rewards and all that. So he's quite obsessed with the coupons and all that. We have one too many poles, which my dad says one too little poles. Some 3 different tackle boxes other than the trout magnet one, or trout tackle box. One for like smaller fish and jig heads and a little bit of catfish. One for Z-Man products and one giant one. Here's a fillet knife. Is this one okay?
Yeah, I need the black one.
Okay.
And I'll dig out my...
This is a PVC pipe that my dad created and melted to go over the knife. And there's the knife.
What? You used that last, didn't you?
Maybe. I don't know.
You should always clean it up before you put it back in there. This one's not supposed to rust, but I found it a little bit rusty one day and I put some oil on it. But that is definitely, normally you wipe them off, try to clean them up some.
I don't remember using is the funny part.
There's scale all over it. I know I didn't put it back in there like that.
You probably didn't, but I just don't remember using it.
It's not like it's an expensive knife or anything, but I heated that and melted it, smashed it down, so because it didn't come with a sheath. But let me use that little old tackle box for trout stuff because most of the year we don't need to carry it. Jeez, someone made a nice... I don't even know what that is. Oh well, we'll just put it back in. I need to put more string on this one anyway, so it's fine. These rod socks are a huge help in keeping things from getting tangled. You can still get things tangled, obviously, but with that, it protects the rod and it prevents tangles pretty good.
Do you want me to get the cutting board out, yes or no?
Yeah, I'm going to.
Okay, here you go.
Do you want me to do it or you got it?
I got it.
All right. I bought a big cutting board. It's the white thing back in there that we got to dig out. I use it to fillet on my tailgate, and I will grab. We caught two. Well, kept two, and we had one that got off. But yeah.
So a lot of things went wrong.
Yeah. Put that back there. This is actually winter clothes for when we take the boat out. It's our rain/winter gear. And the net.
Easier for you to get it.
Yep. Wow, truck raised like 10 inches when you jumped out of the back. Wonder why. Anyway, I keep that cutting board back there so we can fillet on the tailgate. I got some zip locks in the front of the truck. We can fillet on the tailgate and then wash everything off in the creek or the pond, lake, wherever we're fishing.
There's something else
Yep.
you can do.
All right. Do you want me to do it or not? Hey. Yeah. Why don't you?
Use the claw. I was going to try to bleed them out. You want to try that?
Well, we don't have to bleed them if we're filleting them right now.
Okay. I don't know.
It'll bleed them out as I fillet it.
Okay. Really? Yo, you want me to hold it?
Yeah, I can't fillet with one hand.
So here's the fish. Let me use this. Get off the little baby wipe so I can clean off the worm dirt off my hands. Send this down for just a second.
Did you just set them down?
Yes.
I was good. Yeah.
I know you're gonna pull in.
But I was
I just wanted to clean my hands up a little bit. My dad's getting one trout out. Probably he's getting it out with one hand and then putting in the cloth with the other hand.
I'm going to show them how I start this normally. The trout. I'm going to split them down. That really doesn't. Sometimes they go on either side of that. If you do that, come in here.
You're doing this at the fillet part. Cut off its head.
Yep. Cut off its head.
see it was eating. I think it had was eating some corn or something.
Damn it.
Almost dropped it.
Yep. I said they're very slick. I was wanting to turn it around, but
Yeah, they did a little
corn and yeah, that's why it was so fat. People have been throwing. They chum with corn sometimes. Not sure if you're supposed to or not, but they throw handfuls of corn out.
Let's also get that out with your fingernail.
Yep.
Gold line.
So I'll take that out. Now I do try a little different than I do other fish. I've watched videos on it, and this is how people recommend it. But that's why the rag is pretty important, because they're very slippery. Move back over here.
I was not thinking about recording it very well. There's the fish.
See their rib cage, and they got real small bones. I watched the video, and this is how somebody recommended doing it, so I've been doing it since then. It's very hard to do when your hands are cold, though, because they're very light, small bones. You just,
Then are you supposed to cut right in the middle, straight down?
yep, I will eventually.
I didn't know.
So I'm going right against that rib cage and bringing the knife up along it to lay that out like that. They do have some little pin bones that runs down the side. From the research I did on it, if you, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side before I go any farther. The pin bones, if it's smaller than 12 inches, shouldn't really matter, is what people have said. If it's bigger than 12 inches, a lot of people just cut at a diagonal through the pin bones, and I'll show you that here in a little bit, instead of trying to remove them, because you waste a lot of meat when you go to remove them.
And also, this is a fairly small trout, so it might only be 12 inches the bones. I don't know. This trout isn't very small compared to some of them. Some of them are just flat out tiny. But then these are stock trout. This is a fairly small for one of them.
So I got it down both rib cages. I'm gonna take it
And cut it straight down.
pretty much straight down like that.
Get its spine right.
Yep. And you can leave that connected and almost like butterfly it off here if you really want to. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side real quick.
Very easy to tear their meat. And it's very soft, I figured out. Make it
Yes.
a little bit harder to fillet.
Part of the reason I said it's kind of hard to do when your hands are cold, because you can tear their meat up really easy. Once I get it,
Kind of started. Which you already have.
I probably lost a little meat right in there. Didn't do a very good job with that part, but then I'll come, once I get to the flat spot,
The tail.
I'll come down here.
Where it's just meat.
Well, past the rib cage.
Oh yeah.
So you can run your knife along it so you can feel the backbone the whole way.
Most of the time, the tail and the upper, like above its head, has the most, or above its little gill plate, has the most meat. Other areas don't have very much meat.
So if you feel right here, there's pin bones that run in there different. A lot like bass, bluegill don't have these. But there's pin bones right there. Mackerel have them, and we cut out the bloodline of mackerel that has the bones in it. But these are so small, they suggested that you just take them, and they're just a little bit of resistance to the knife, and they only run back until about the rib cage. But if you cut through them like that, it makes them even smaller. This small of a fish, I probably didn't have to do that, but this is the part where a good, sharp, flexible bladed knife helps out a lot. I got right over there is where the fin was. That
We could have let the skin
should've
on
removed.
since you can grill them, right?
Yeah. What's giving me problems right here is that fin, so I'm gonna cut that fin off. It always messes up removing the skin.
this fish, I think, is kind of similar to salmon. I think salmon's better. The way you catch it and all that, I think salmon are kind of similar.
There's one fillet.
Though I've never caught a salmon, I've just seen some videos. Your hand was in the way for a second.
Yeah. First time I've done trout this year, or this winter, I guess you would say. So sometimes it takes a little bit to remember what all I'm doing. I screwed this one up a little bit because I got the pass on the other side of that. Don't want that side. I will cut it off and trim it afterwards because it's not cooperating. I normally try to leave a little bit attached at the tail so I don't have to hold it. Otherwise, you can kind of use your fingernails to hold it to get started and go in right past it. Kind of push down with your fingernail. If you leave a little bit attached, it's easier to get started. See what I did here? I messed that up and left it on there. That'll be hard to skin it, so I'll probably have to just trim that off here in a second. Same thing, I got the wrong side there. There's that other one. Sometimes I just cut those off to begin with, but if you hold your knife at a proper angle, not flat, a little bit down, but the skin is so soft on these trout, you got to be pretty careful with it. It's easy to cut through the skin. So if you do too flat, you'll mess up meat, but you do a little bit of an angle to go along the skin so you get almost all the meat with very little skin. You can see how I'll just trim this up slightly.
And some people leave the skin on just to cook them on the grill. A little bit of a protective layer.
Yep, helps protect the meat some. This area right here is where the backbone was, and there's still a little bit of a bone right there I need to trim off. I went on the wrong side of the backbone. And there, once again, right down that part, you can feel those bones. They stop somewhere right in here is where they stop, but I'm just going to cut through them. I'm not going all the way through the fish, I'm just going to the cut to the bone.
And then the second trout out. We're going to be doing the exact same thing with it. I'm probably not going to record all of it just because my battery is starting to get low.
You should probably just end it there.
I'm going to wait and show you this. It's the biggest trout we've caught so far today, in my opinion, which I'm quite happy about. My dad was making fun of and I hear that people catch huge catfish on trout. Like,
right bass.
Well, also catfish. That's what AJ Fishing caught some of his 40-pound catfish on.
Wow.
They are supposed to make great bait for catfish and striped bass. They're fairly good. They're a little bit smaller than skipjack herring, but they're still a decent sized fish for all of that. I'm going to be ending the live stream. See you in the next one. Goodbye.